The first step to true wealth is understanding that everything begins in the mind. Wealth is not merely the accumulation of money, assets, or material possessions. It is a reflection of the beliefs, thoughts, and expectations you hold deep within yourself. The richest people in the world did not become wealthy because they were luckier than others or because opportunities simply fell into their laps. They became wealthy because they trained their minds to think in ways that align with abundance, prosperity, and possibility. The moment you begin to understand that your mind is the source of everything you will ever experience, you unlock a power that most people never even realize exists. Every thought you entertain, every belief you carry about money, success, or your own abilities creates a ripple effect in your life. If you believe that wealth is difficult, that only certain people are meant to be rich, or that financial success is beyond your reach, your subconscious will ensure that your life reflects those beliefs. But if you adopt a mindset that wealth is available to anyone willing to pursue it with persistence and intelligence, your brain begins to scan the world for opportunities, ideas, and solutions that can turn that belief into reality. The key is to become consciously aware of the thoughts you allow to dominate your mind. Most people walk through life on autopilot, accepting the conditioning, limitations imposed by others, society, or their own past experiences. They allow doubts, fears, and negative self-talk to shape their reality without ever questioning whether those thoughts are serving them. But the moment you take control of your mind, you take control of your life. You begin to see that your mind is not just a passive observer of circumstances. It is an active creator of them. By consistently feeding your mind with thoughts of abundance, success, and possibility, you program your subconscious to align your action and decisions with those beliefs. This does not mean ignoring reality or living in denial. It means choosing a mindset that empowers you rather than one that limits you. It means rejecting scarcity thinking and instead embracing the certainty that there is enough wealth, opportunity, and potential in the world for you to claim what is rightfully yours. It also means understanding that wealth is not purely external. The external world is a mirror of your inner world. If you are constantly thinking small, doubting yourself, or fearing failure, the world will reflect that back to you. Conversely, if you consistently cultivate confidence, resilience, and a sense of entitlement to success, the world will respond with opportunities, connections, and breakthroughs that match your inner expectation. Training your mind in this way requires conscious effort, repetition, and focus. You cannot simply decide to think differently once and expect immediate results. You must consistently choose empowering thoughts, visualize the life you want, affirm your capacity to achieve it, and act in ways that reinforce those beliefs. Over time, your subconscious mind begins to accept these beliefs as reality, and your external circumstances begin to shift accordingly. Another crucial aspect of mindset is understanding the difference between temporary setbacks and permanent limitations. Wealthy minds view challenges as temporary puzzles to solve rather than insurmountable barriers. They understand that every obstacle carries within it the seeds of an equal or greater opportunity. By reframing challenges in this way, your mind stops creating resistance and fear and begins creating solutions, strategies, and innovative ways to achieve your goals. It is also essential to surround yourself with people, environments, and information that reinforce your desired mindset. Your mind is influenced by what you feed it, whether consciously or unconsciously. If you surround yourself with negativity, doubt, and scarcity thinking, it becomes extremely difficult to maintain a mindset of abundance. But if you consistently immerse yourself in empowering ideas, successful examples, and people who encourage growth, your mind naturally gravitates toward thinking in ways that attract wealth and opportunity. The most important realization is that wealth is a reflection of your inner world. If you truly understand the power of belief and mindset, you recognize that the process of becoming rich starts long before the first dollar is earned. It starts with the way you see yourself, the way you define what is possible, and the expectations you hold for your life. Your mind becomes the architect of your reality. And once you take full control of your beliefs, there is no external force capable of stopping you from achieving the wealth, freedom, and abundance you deserve. Wealth, success, and extraordinary achievement never happen by accident. They are the natural outcome of a person who possesses absolute clarity about what they want and why they want it. Most people wander through life without a clear sense of direction, drifting from one opportunity to another, never fully committing to a specific path or goal. They hope for success, yet they have no concrete vision. And hoping alone is never enough to manifest the life they desire. Clarity of purpose is the difference between those who achieve and those who remain average, between those who create wealth and those who spend their lives chasing it without ever finding it. When you have clarity, you know exactly what you want, why you want it, and what it will feel like to achieve it. Your vision becomes so vivid, so real in your mind, that it pulls you forward through every challenge, distraction, and setback. It becomes a magnetic force, attracting the resources, people, and opportunities necessary to bring into existence. Without this clarity, action becomes haphazard and inconsistent. You may work hard, but your energy is scattered across too many directions, and the results you produce are diluted and slow. The human mind is designed to focus, to pursue, and to create, but it requires a definite target. When your purpose is clear, your subconscious mind begins working tirelessly behind the scenes, alerting you to ideas, solutions, and paths you may not have consciously noticed. Every decision, every opportunity, every challenge is filtered through the lens of your vision, and you automatically gravitate toward what aligns with your ultimate goal. Developing this clarity requires deep self-reflection and an unwavering commitment to understanding who you are and what you truly desire. It is not enough to follow the dreams of others or to pursue goals because they are popular or expected. Your purpose must be personal, compelling, and emotionally charged. When your vision resonates deeply within you, it creates a sense of urgency and passion that drive you to take bold action, even when circumstances are difficult or resources are limited. Another crucial aspect of clarity is specificity. A vague idea of wanting to be rich or to succeed is not sufficient. True clarity demands that you define the amount of wealth, the type of lifestyle, the impact you wish to make, and the way your success contributes to your life and the lives of others. The more specific your vision, the more real it becomes in your mind, and the easier it is for your subconscious to generate strategies, ideas, and connections that align with it. Your purpose also acts as a filter for decision making. Life presents countless options, and without a clear vision, you are easily distracted or led astray by opportunities that seem appealing but do not serve your long-term goals. When you are crystal clear about your purpose, you instinctively say yes to what aligns with your vision and no to what does not, conserving your time, energy, and focus for the things that truly matter. Clarity also breeds confidence. When you know exactly where you are going, you walk through the world with certainty and authority. People respond to this energy, doors open, and opportunities that were previously hidden become visible. Those with clarity do not wait for luck, they create it. They understand that the universe responds to intention and focus, and by defining their goals with precision, they signal to the world that they are ready to receive. A clear vision is not static. It evolves as you grow, learn, and achieve. It is both a destination and a guiding compass, constantly reminding you of the bigger picture and motivating you to push beyond comfort zones. The clarity of purpose transforms mundane routines into meaningful actions, turning challenges into opportunities and setbacks into lessons that propel you forward. People who lack this clarity may work tirelessly and still feel unfulfilled, while those with a well-defined vision harness every moment, every action, and every resource to move steadily toward their desired life. It is this clarity of purpose that separates the wealthy from the average, the achievers from the dreamers, and those who live a life of abundance from those who merely exist within it. By understanding exactly what you want and why you want it, your mind, your actions, and even your environment begin to align with that vision, creating a powerful momentum that carries you toward extraordinary success. Discipline and consistent action are the backbone of every great achievement. Yet, they are the qualities that most people overlook in the pursuit of wealth. Many dream of financial freedom, success, and abundance, but few understand that dreams without disciplined execution are merely illusions. The difference between those who achieve extraordinary results and those who remain average lies not in talent, intelligence, or luck, but in the ability to consistently take purposeful action toward clearly defined goals. Discipline is not about restriction or deprivation. It is the ability to align your daily habits and choices with your long-term vision. It is choosing to do what needs to be done, even when you do not feel like it, even when distractions, temptations, or excuses beckon. Every moment you exercise discipline, you strengthen your capacity to create the life you desire. Consistency amplifies the effects of discipline. Small, repeated actions may seem insignificant in the short term, but over weeks, months, and years they compound into results that appear almost magical to those who have not cultivated the same habit. Wealth is not built in a day, and there is no shortcut that can replace steady, persistent effort. Each action, each decision, and each effort builds upon the last, gradually creating momentum that propels you forward. Most people sabotage their potential by expecting instant results or giving up when progress is slow. They fail to see that the universe rewards persistence, that the laws of success respond to regular, intentional effort, and that the path to riches is rarely glamorous but always consistent. Discipline also requires prioritization. It demands that you focus on high-value activities that directly contribute to your goal, rather than getting lost in busy work distractions or the opinions of others. It is the ability to delay short-term gratification for long-term gain, to say no to fleeting pleasures that derail your progress, and to invest time and energy in actions that move you closer to your vision. Developing discipline is a skill that grows stronger the more you exercise it. At first, it may feel uncomfortable or restrictive, but as you persist, it becomes natural. You begin to see the results of your efforts, and the satisfaction of progress reinforces your commitment, creating a virtuous cycle of action and reward. Consistent action is equally critical. It is not enough to plan, dream, or even take sporadic steps. You must show up every day, perform the tasks that matter, and maintain momentum even when motivation wanes. The most successful people are not those who have the greatest bursts of energy, but those who maintain steady progress, who take action day after day, week after week, regardless of circumstances. Discipline and consistent action also build confidence. Each time you follow through on your commitments, you reinforce the belief in your own capabilities. You learn to trust yourself, to rely on your judgment, and to understand that you are capable of achieving anything you set your mind to if you remain committed and persistent. Without discipline, knowledge and talent remain dormant. Without consistent action, ideas never manifest. The combination of both creates unstoppable momentum, turning intention into reality and potential into achievement. Wealth is not accidental. It is earned through repeated, deliberate choices that align with a larger vision. People who fail to cultivate discipline often blame external circumstances, waiting for luck, timing, or opportunities to appear. Those who understand the power of consistent action recognize that the only true control lies in their own behavior, decisions, and habits. Discipline also teaches resilience. Life will test you, distractions will arise, and obstacles will challenge your resolve. But the disciplined mind continues to act, to push forward, and to find solutions. Every setback becomes a test of commitment, and every small victory reinforces the pattern of success. By mastering the art of disciplined, consistent action, you set in motion forces that cannot be stopped, creating a life where results are predictable, growth is inevitable, and wealth becomes a natural outcome of your persistent, focused effort. One of the most powerful principles that separates ordinary earners from the truly wealthy is the ability to leverage resources and think strategically. Leverage is the art of using what you already have, whether it is time, money, knowledge, skills, or connections, to create results that far exceed what could be achieved through effort alone. Most people work tirelessly, trading hours for dollars, believing that the more they do, the more they will earn. This approach is limited because it relies solely on personal effort, which is finite. True wealth, however, comes to those who understand how to make their resources work for them, multiplying results without proportionally increasing effort. Strategic thinking begins with understanding the value of leverage and identifying areas where it can be applied. Time is perhaps the most important resource to leverage, yet it is the most wasted by the majority of people. Those who become wealthy recognize that time spent on low-value tasks or distraction is time that could have been used to create something extraordinary. They prioritize activities that generate the highest return, delegate or outsource tasks that do not require their unique talents, and continually seek ways to maximize the impact of every hour invested. Money is another area where leverage can create exponential results. Investing wisely, putting capital to work, and understanding the power of compound growth transforms money from a passive resource into an active engine of wealth. The key is to think beyond the immediate and obvious, to see how small amounts of money, applied intelligently, can generate opportunities that would otherwise be out of reach. Knowledge and skill are also forms of leverage that multiply success. The more you learn, the more you can create, and the more value you can offer to others. Those who strategically acquire knowledge, refine their skills, and continuously educate themselves gain a competitive advantage that allows them to produce results far greater than their effort alone would suggest. Leverage is not just about resources, it is about relationships. Successful people understand the exponential power of networking and collaboration. They do not attempt to do everything themselves, they align with others who complement their strengths, who can open doors, provide insights, or amplify their efforts. By forming alliances, partnerships, and mentorships, they create opportunity and outcomes that would be impossible to achieve alone. Strategic thinking is the mental framework that allows leverage to be applied effectively. It is the ability to step back, assess a situation, and determine where your efforts will yield the greatest results. It is the capacity to anticipate consequences, plan for multiple scenarios, and allocate resources in a way that maximizes efficiency and impact. Many people fail to achieve their full potential because they act without strategy, expending energy in directions that produce minimal return. Those who think strategically consider both immediate actions and long-term implications, ensuring that each step aligns with a broader vision and accelerates progress toward their ultimate goals. Leverage and strategic thinking also involve creativity and innovation. It is not enough to simply follow conventional paths. Wealth favors those who see opportunities where others see obstacles, who find ways to use existing tools, systems, and relationships to achieve more than anyone thought possible. Every problem becomes a chance to innovate. Every limitation becomes a challenge to find a smarter solution. And every resource becomes a potential multiplier of results. Understanding leverage transforms the mindset from scarcity to abundance. Instead of believing that you must do everything yourself, work endlessly, or compete for limited opportunities, you begin to see the world as a place full of possibilities that can be unlocked through smart thinking, collaboration, and effective use of resources. Wealth becomes a natural consequence of applying leverage consistently and strategically. Strategic thinkers also recognize that leverage is not a one-time action, but a continual process of optimization. They constantly evaluate their methods, refine their approach, and seek new ways to amplify results without increasing effort. They understand that small improvements in the right areas compound over time, creating exponential growth and opening doors to levels of success that would otherwise remain inaccessible. By mastering the principles of leverage and strategic thinking, you position yourself to achieve far more than your raw effort alone could produce, to create systems and relationships that generate wealth automatically, and to live a life where success is not measured solely by hard work, but by the intelligent, intentional application of resources in ways that multiply results. One of the most misunderstood aspects of wealth creation and success is the role of failure. Most people fear it, avoid it, and see it as the ultimate sign that they are not capable, that they are somehow less than those who succeed. The truth is that failure is not the enemy of success. It is one of its greatest allies, powerful teacher that shows us exactly what does not work and guides us toward what will. Every failure carries within it the seeds of a lesson, an insight, or an opportunity that can propel you forward if you are willing to learn and adapt. Those who achieve extraordinary success understand that setbacks are inevitable and that resisting them only prolongs the journey. Instead, they embrace failure as a natural, essential part of the process. They do not see it as a reflection of their worth, intelligence, or potential, but as feedback that provides clarity, focus, and direction. Each mistake, each misstep, and each defeat is an experiment, a test of strategies and actions, and a chance to refine approaches until the desired result is achieved. Failure also builds resilience. Life will never hand you a perfect path to wealth. There will always be obstacles, challenges, and unexpected twists. By experiencing failure and learning to navigate it, you develop the mental toughness required to persevere when conditions are difficult. You learn to stand firm in the face of adversity, to remain committed to your vision, and to continue taking action even when results are not immediately apparent. Many people give up at the first sign of failure, abandoning dreams that were within reach simply because they were unwilling to endure the discomfort, the criticism, or the uncertainty that comes with trial and error. Those who succeed, however, understand that the ability to persist through failure is the very thing that separates the wealthy from the average, the achievers from the dreamers. Another important aspect of embracing failure is the mindset of curiosity and continuous learning. Instead of asking, why me? Or why did this happen? Successful people ask, what can I learn and how can I improve? This shift in perspective turns every failure into a lesson, a blueprint for refinement, and a step closer to mastery. They analyze outcomes, adjust strategies, and approach the next attempt with greater intelligence, focus, and confidence. Failure also teaches humility and patience. It reminds us that we are not infallible and that the path to wealth is not linear. By confronting our weaknesses and limitations, we gain the wisdom to make better decisions, the patience to endure challenges, and the humility to seek guidance, mentorship, or collaboration when needed. Without this willingness to learn from failure, many people repeat the same mistakes over and over, spinning their wheels without progress, blaming circumstances, luck, or other people, rather than taking responsibility for growth. Embracing failure also fosters creativity and innovation. When one approach does not work, you are forced to think differently, to consider alternatives, and to explore new paths that might have remained hidden had everything gone smoothly. The most successful entrepreneurs, investors, and leaders often credit their breakthroughs to the lessons learned from multiple failures that taught them to approach problems from unique perspectives. Failure in this way becomes a stepping stone rather than a stumbling block, a guidepost that helps you recalibrate, refine, and accelerate toward your goals. Furthermore, understanding the inevitability of failure reduces fear and increases courage. When you accept that failure is part of the process rather than something to avoid at all costs, you are more willing to take calculated risks, step outside comfort zones, and pursue opportunities that others shy away from. Wealth does not favor those who play it safe. It favors those who are bold enough to try, fail, learn, and try again with greater wisdom. Each failure becomes a badge of experience, a building block in the architecture of success, and a testament to your commitment to your vision. By embracing failure as a lesson, you transform setbacks into advantages, mistakes into strategies, and obstacles into opportunities. The mindset shift from fearing failure to learning from it empowers you to act decisively, persist relentlessly, and maintain unwavering confidence that every attempt, no matter the outcome, brings you closer to the life of wealth, freedom, and abundance that you are capable of creating. One of the most overlooked yet powerful principles of wealth creation is the law of giving and contribution. Many people approach wealth as a finite resource, believing that if someone else gains, it somehow diminishes their own opportunity. This scarcity mindset limits potential, blocks abundance, and keeps people trapped in cycles of struggle. True wealth, however, operates under a different law, a law as consistent and unstoppable as gravity. The more you give, the more you receive. Contribution is not just an act of charity or generosity. It is a mindset, a lifestyle, and a strategic approach to creating influence, impact, and abundance. Those who understand this principle know that value attracts value. When you focus on creating value for others through your time, skills, knowledge, products, services, or resources, you initiate a flow of energy that inevitably returns to you multiplied. Wealth is attracted to those who make the lives of others better, who solve problems, and who leave a positive imprint on the world. The mindset of giving requires a shift from thinking about what you can get to what you can give. When your primary goal becomes helping, serving, or contributing, the universe responds with opportunities, connections, and resources that would otherwise remain invisible. Every act of giving plants a seed of abundance that grows, often in ways you cannot immediately see. Giving also fosters trust and reputation. People naturally gravitate toward those who help, support, and uplift others. Relationships, networks, and collaborations flourish when there is genuine generosity at the core. These relationships, in turn, open doors to opportunities, partnerships, and ventures that accelerate wealth creation beyond what any individual could achieve alone. Contribution is also deeply connected to purpose. When your giving is aligned with your vision and your unique abilities, it amplifies your impact and positions you as a leader in your field. You begin to be recognized, not just for your own success, but for the value you bring to others, which attracts even more opportunities, clients, and resources. Those who understand this principle realize that giving is not a loss, but an investment. Every time you give, whether it is knowledge, guidance, time, or financial resources, you create a ripple effect that eventually circles back in ways often greater than the initial input. This principle is evident in every great leader, entrepreneur, and visionary throughout history. They understood that wealth is not measured solely by what is accumulated, but by the capacity to influence, serve, and contribute to the lives of others. The more they gave, the more they received, and the more they could continue to give on an even larger scale. Giving also transforms your mindset. When you focus on contribution, you shift from a mindset of lack to one of abundance. You stop fearing loss, comparing yourself to others, or feeling limited by circumstances. You understand that the universe operates on principles of reciprocity, and that the energy you put into improving the life others comes back to you in many forms: financial gain, opportunities, influence, learning, and personal growth. The act of giving also cultivates gratitude. As you contribute to others and see the impact of your efforts, you become more aware of the richness already present in your life. Gratitude amplifies abundance, creating a positive feedback loop where appreciation attracts more reasons to give and more opportunities to receive. Contribution requires intention. It is not random or sporadic. It is deliberate, consistent, and aligned with your purpose and vision. Every interaction, transaction, and decision becomes an opportunity to add value, to solve a problem, to lift someone up, or to make a difference. By doing so, you create a powerful magnet for wealth and success, because the universe naturally rewards those who create more than they consume, who serve rather than take, and who focus on impact rather than accumulation. Understanding and applying the law of giving transforms wealth from a mere accumulation of money into a force for influence, growth, and positive change. It is one of the most reliable, yet often neglected principles of abundance, and those who embrace it consistently find that financial freedom, personal fulfillment, and extraordinary success are natural byproducts of a life committed to contribution.